Back again with another video coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And I got my man in the house, Knowledge.
What's up, baby? We back.
We back. We back. And yeah, before I get started, let me let me split my screen real quick. I ain't done this in a while. So let's see. Uh, so let's see. Let's see. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's that. So P.S. and by the way, like this video, subscribe, and you probably want to check out my Patreon. So that's patreon.com/short game. That the links will be below. And so yeah, man, I got a question from somebody I think this was about man just before I moved to North Carolina.
Okay.
And I think they were working under somebody at work. And he was asking me, if I had ever dealt with somebody that was kind of rude at work, or someone that was like every time he give his recommendation, they'll ask him a question, and every time he give his recommendation, they'll do the opposite.
Mm.
Or like sometimes it might be some rude behavior, or maybe every once in a while the woman might sit on his lap. I said, oh. I said, oh no. I said, oh no, man. I said, I've never had experience with anybody sitting on my lap,
No, not
but
that.
I've worked with I work with a lot of Donald Trump types.
Mm.
Yeah, I work with a lot of guys, men and women, that have that personality where it's like they think they better than you. They think they smarter than you. They think they know everything. Rude, arrogant. I've worked with a lot of people like that. But the thing is they wasn't necessarily rude and disrespectful towards me though.
Yeah.
Because I know how to deal with people like this, like that.
Mm.
I have a hard time taking them seriously. That's the first thing you gotta do. Don't take these people serious
No.
at all. You can't take these people serious. It's kind of like, if you're talking to them, right? Don't say you're wrong.
You can't. You
Oh,
can't.
no, no, don't do it. Don't say you're wrong. Oh no. and like, let me tell you what I used to do. Like, if they say, hey, they ask me for a recommendation, hey, tell me what you think, regardless of what it is, what it's about, the topic, and they say, hey, I think it should be this way and that way, or what, and then I'll be like, I won't say they're wrong. What I'll do, I'll say, hey, if you ever thought about doing it this way? Because if you do it this way, this is what might happen. So I'll give them the consequences based on the decisions that they want to make. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I understand what you're saying, and that happens at the workplace a lot. That actually happened to me about 2 weeks ago. I was working on a project and whatnot, and we had to get a certain amount of sales and things like that. And I was the top at the office, and one of the supervisors, they come up to me and they like, oh, I think you should be doing it this way, and this way. But if you want to do it like you're doing it, I mean, you can. It's just I've been doing this for like 20 years, so you know what I'm saying. So I didn't argue with the dude. I just said okay. I just took it in, you know what I'm saying, and I kept doing, and I do it my way. But if I was to do that, you know what I'm saying, like rebuttal, you know what I'm saying, it would have just made the situation worse.
Exactly. So so if you push back too hard, is going to expand. It's going to
Mm.
be something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Because because he thinks he has a lot of weight
Mm,
just because he's been doing something for 20 years.
exactly.
And that doesn't really mean anything. I mean, what worked 20 years ago, what worked 10 years ago? It's probably not going to work today.
Yeah.
This is not 1995. you know, people don't respond to the same things the way they used to 10 years ago. But he
Yeah.
thinks, he's set in his ways. He thinks just because I've been here for 20 years, or I had the same job for 20 years, and you've been there for what? How long?
I've been there over a year now.
Okay, you've been there over a year. You're the new guy. You don't know nothing. That's
Pretty much.
that's what I'm talking about.
Hmm. Exactly. And a lot of those people, Sharky, you gotta understand in life, a lot of people that say things like that and do things, they're really looking for a reaction out of you, number one. And number two, they're really trying to see you not succeed either for their own benefits or whatever it is. So you got to be real careful with that. You can't, like you always say, you got to take it for a grain of salt, man. You got to take it for what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Especially at work because people are jockeying for promotion and job position, and you just don't know um, really where they coming from. You don't know if they're
Hmm.
being genuine. You got people on jobs; they'll show you how to do the job the wrong way.
Facts, man. Facts. Even friends shark game, you know what I'm saying? Friends, family members, they, you know what I mean? Hoping for the worst behind your back, man.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've experienced that. It's kind of like if you tell somebody you done something, and you know if they don't, I guess immediately respond. But oh, that's good, that's nice. I'm happy for you. Within probably, I would say 3 to 5 seconds, they'll give a little smirk. You might miss it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then they'll be like, "Oh, that's good for you." I'm like, "Oh, you." Or they'll say something like, "Well, how'd you do that?" I'm like, "What? How did I do that?" Like, and and then or they'll undermine you. They'll do things behind your back.
Hmm.
They'll downplay it, or they'll make little subtle hater comments. And when you spot that, you already know. If you're in a relationship with somebody like that, or living with somebody like that, you gotta let them go. Plan to move.
Yep.
You cannot. And there's a lot of guys that lay up with women every night, like that's like this. They'll try to stick it out, you know, but maybe they got kids or whatever. Oh, so hopefully you don't have kids with somebody like this. Oh man, if you have a kid with somebody like this, oh my god,
You done.
yeah, yeah, you're done.
You done. You done, man. Ain't no help for you.
So because what happens, man, is you can't you can't coexist with people that's like that. You
Mm,
can't. Now a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of these people are mentally disturbed. You know,
mm,
maybe had a tragic experience. Maybe it's the drugs. It could be on over the counter drugs or street drugs they used to use or probably still using. Or
mm.
maybe they had maybe got molested, raped, whatever. But you ain't no doctor. I mean, if you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you, if you don't have the tools to handle situations like that, and not you can do. You can't manage her and him at the same time. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, and you're definitely right with that about being in a relationship that someone's not with your program, they're not supportive, and a lot of I even know a lot of dudes that is like that, and you know what they do to justify a shark game when the girl's not with their program, sort of they say like this, well. I can't expect everyone to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like this is sort of my thing. I can't really, you know, get mad if this person's not really supporting me. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm doing it. And it's like, what? No, 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 no.
No.
You're supposed to be a team, man.
No. If that's the case, you might as well be single. If
Exactly.
that's the case, you might as well be single and have two, three women helping you do the same thing or not do the same thing. If that's the case,
Mm-hmm. True.
yeah, that don't make no sense.
Lot, lot of dudes simping out sharp game for them beautiful girls, man. They'll justify anything, man.
Yeah, I know. You know, so I'm like, you know, that's that don't make no sense, really. But
No.
yeah, a lot of guys do justify bad behavior,
Mm.
and and that's part of the reason why a lot of guys end up doing very little because the people that they have around them. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are, how great you are as a person. If you have the wrong people around you, it's like a glass ceiling. You're not gonna go but so far. That's how it is. You're only as strong as the people that you have around
Alright.
you. You know?
Yeah, man. Nah, that's 100% right, man. You know, 100%.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, a lot of times, man, most of the people that we like date or be in a relationship with, man, we should have never been with them in the first place.
True.
Especially when we're like in the 20s. I mean, like if I look back on my life today, the people in the 20s that I was around, I should have never been around any of these people. I mean, we
Mm.
didn't really have anything in common. I mean, besides being in the sack,
True.
really. I mean, it's like, I mean, I look back, I say, I should have never been with her in the first place. Yeah, nothing really in common, really. We wasn't from the same place. I mean, we raised completely differently. Um, I'm athletic, she ain't. Um, you know, I'm a family guy, she's not. So I'm like, yeah, it was too much friction. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
if you have too much friction, it's going to be very difficult for y'all to coexist together without some type of, you know, chaos or drama going on.
Oh yeah.
The the more y'all have in common, you know, of course, it's the opposite. It's going to be much easier
Hmm.
for y'all to live together and build something together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, right there, Shotgun, like you said, when you have all that friction, you know what I'm saying? There's no room to build. Y'all arguing all the time, and once you arguing all the time, forget about it, because you're not even letting the possibility of building, and you know what I'm saying, trying to, build a legacy and whatnot. You too busy going back and forth, so you missing out on all the good things you should be paying attention to in life. You know?
Yeah, yeah. You know, and there's some people that say, you know, maybe you should, some couples they should reach out to maybe have some type of counseling or whatever, you know. And I believe that. I believe that. But I'm a little biased.
Mm.
Now, I'm a little biased. And I'm going to say this. Don't reach out to anybody that don't look like you. That's what I'm going to say.
All right.
And the reason why I say that is because these people from other cultures, they function different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if I'm talking to somebody that's from another culture, whether it's a psychologist or a counselor or whatever, right? It's there's a disconnect there because it's like, okay, I'm talking to this person, but they don't really feel where I'm coming from, even if they wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
they don't. Even if I was to tell stories about some of my experiences in all walks and experiences of my life, there's still gonna be a disconnect.
Mm.
It, based on my experience, they just ain't gonna get it. You know,
Mm.
I mean, some people, some black people I know, I tell my stories to, they don't even get it. So
Yeah.
just imagine talking to somebody else from another culture, another group. They really ain't
Mm.
gonna get it.
Nah, they're not gonna get it at all. And what you see sometimes is you'll see couples going in there, the same thing, you know what I'm saying, different culture. And then you got your partner, the other person's feeding into all that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So now you like, whoa, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Because now that person that doesn't have that connection with you guys is, filling the other person, his head up, and they like, you know what, it should be like this, and this when that person that's giving the advice shouldn't even be given that. The advice doesn't apply to you. I won't say shouldn't be given that advice, but that advice does not apply to you 100%, so you can't take it 100% like that. But
yeah,
you see that all the time.
yeah. Plus, I don't buy into the idea just because you got a couple letters behind your name that you're qualified.
Mm.
I don't buy that. I
No.
don't buy it. You're just certified. Okay, you're certified. Hey, God bless you. But
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. Regardless, if you haven't had the experience, you ain't qualified in my book. If you
Yeah.
haven't had the experience, if you haven't done it, or if you observe it, okay, I cut you a break, man. If you
Mm-hmm.
observe it, okay. But if you haven't experienced it, you can't even talk to me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's just like if that's like a couple. It's just like yeah, during a football game. This is like oh man, 2 weeks ago, right? We were talking. I was at this bar and we were talking about just being in social environments and and getting jobs and all that stuff or whatever, whatnot, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this woman, I don't even know this woman. I don't even know her, but she said something that was kind of crazy. She said she was saying that the person that she used to hang with, she don't hang with them no more because they strung out on drugs or whatever, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she was like, well, I don't, I would never let drugs take me over. I have too much to lose, blah blah blah, this and that or whatever, right? So I said, so I said, you a drug user? He's like, yeah, I do it from time to time. So I'm like, get out of here. So she was trying to make it seem like just because she ain't strung out, she's better than the other person. I'm like, are you crazy? And
I don't
look,
make no sense.
you ain't no better than the other person.
No.
So whatever she said up to that point, I disqualified everything she said after she told me she was a drug user. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you got people that's out here that they talk that talk, but if you get to know them better, you be like, oh, she's a drug user. Oh, get out of here, man! I'm not. I throw out everything she said. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Most people is fronting those sharp game. You said it exactly. They say they about one thing, or they got money, or they got this, they got that. Then you come to find out that everything was really just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So most people aren't even qualified to even be saying what they saying, man, or doing what they doing.
Yeah, it's like everything they do is this is most people I've been it's pretty consistent. Everything is all about image,
Mm.
and it's like most people don't have no proof. They have nothing to back anything up. It's all about image and how they feel, and that it's all stemmed from emotions, and they go from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
1 minute they feeling high, and the next minute they talking about, oh, I'm such a bad mother, a bad parent. You are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
There's
You hit it
always
on.
somebody that will come over and be like, "Oh, why are you crying? What's going on? I'm such a bad mother." You are. You're a drug user. Get out of here. I mean, I'm like, there's nothing to say. You can
Well,
give her a pat on the back and give her a hug all you want. She's horrible. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Most you know why they do that sharp game is because they like something like that because they want you to be like, no, you're not. They want them to feel sorry for them. You know what I'm
See, I
saying?
don't do that. No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody around me to do that to me. If I'm screwing up, hey, don't sugarcoat anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm my hardest critic anyway.
Yep.
So don't tell me I'm doing a fine job when we got blowout 25-0. Come on,
Yeah.
man. They giving out awards for fifth place. Come on,
Yeah.
man. What's going on, man? What's going on out here?
You tried. Yeah.
They're like, oh,
That's
y'all played hard last night. What? We lost 28-0. what hard? What hard play?
that shit, man. You know what it is, Shot Game too. Like you said, image is the number one important thing. And then I feel like image, feelings, and then logic comes at the end because most people is not thinking about logic. They're thinking about how this is gonna do this and how they feel. And you know what I'm saying? Logic takes the back seat. Because if not, you wouldn't have all these problems that you have today. You know what I'm saying? People spending
yeah,
money crazy, partying and stuff all the time.
yeah. It's all about having a good time and image and this, thinking about what the friends is gonna think
Hmm.
and just a lot of times, man. A lot of guys don't realize that when you date a lot of these women, you dating their friends too.
Hmm.
You dating the whole group because she's being influenced from her friends, family, the mom, and without you even realizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's so
Hmm.
it's like, you know,
You gotta move better, man. These guys out
huh?
here gotta move better. I said these dudes out here gotta move better, man. You can't
Yeah,
be doing all that.
yeah. I mean, you gotta pick better. That's what I think. You gotta get with the people that's already looking for you. That's what I always say. I always say I'm looking for people that's looking for me. I'm not
Exactly.
looking for people that I gotta pull teeth. I gotta, you know, you know, drag them out the house. Uh, you know, then if I come around, they have low energy. That's another thing you gotta look for.
Mm.
People that have high energy when you come around. Like just when that football game come on, when they had all that energy, like that. When the movie come on with their favorite actor, like that. High
Mm.
energy.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. Someone that's excited when I come around. Not someone when I come around, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. Oh. You
Yeah.
know, you know.
Exactly. You know what it is people act like that a lot of the time with people that they're with, the people that they see is because they're not really there for, you know what I'm saying, what you think they're there for. They got their own agenda. So how you going to be happy and everything all the time when you really don't want to be there in the first place? And that's what a lot of women do. They just going along with it, for the ride because, they're doing it for a certain kind of reason. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know what it is.
Exactly. And this is why they can leave so easily because they didn't put anything into it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't put much into it. This is why they'll jump around like a rabbit. And like some guys will get caught off guard, the girl will leave, and he's thinking like, yo, how could she just leave like that? You know what I'm saying? We we did all this shit together, we bought all this shit together, she just left like that? Yeah, she didn't put much into it. That's
Mm-hmm.
why when you leave, this is a determining factor. If a guy leaves a woman, pay attention how she acts when you walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
If she act like she don't know what to say, acting all goofy and silly, it ain't nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing there. And she
Yeah.
might start, of course she's gonna start crying. Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
But what else did she give you a hug on the way out?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Did she say anything on the way out? When you was on the way out? You gotta
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to that. And if she was nonchalant, all laid back when you was out the door, nothing there. You
Yep.
you you better off. You better off just moving on.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And another thing too is, for you guys out here, look, if a woman is not coming out of her pocket ever, you dating a girl for a year, you know what I'm saying, more, and she never really do anything and come out her pocket or whatever. Because when a woman comes out of pocket, you can tell, man, she
Oh
like
yeah.
it, you know.
Oh yeah. 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 If you like y'all go places and you gotta come out your pocket all the time. When I say all the time,
Yep.
she ain't for you.
No. No.
Now, when I say all the time, now there's a difference if a woman offers. Okay, that's cool, and she offers. What I'm talking about, she never offered
Mm.
at all. She kind of expects you to pay every time. Not only does she expect you to pay every time, she expects you to take her out every so often. And she might not say this directly. You know what I'm saying? She might do it indirectly. She might call you and say, "Hey, why don't let's meet up at such and such," right? So you thinking if she calls you, it's her idea to go that spot. In your mind, you thinking, "Oh, I guess she's paying." No.
Mm.
Now, a practical thinking person would say, "Yeah, if she called you, her idea, she would offer to pay, right?"
You would
But
think
not
so.
her. No. After y'all done eating, drinking, whatever, she slide the tab over to you.
Yo, Shage, you know what it is too. Most of these dudes is falling in this trap, thinking these women ain't got no money. She talking about, oh, I ain't got no. No, behind the scenes, this girl's got some money, but she's spending your money. Because all the time you taking her out, where do you think her money's going to? Right into that bank account. You know what I'm saying? She might even have more money than you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, you gotta you already know that person don't really have they don't give a shit. They don't have your best interest. So it's 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 good to just cut her off. And that's happened to me a few times. That happened to me a few times. And I cut their ass off. I moved on. You know. I don't know who you think you're dealing with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, like, I'm like, no, wait a minute, man. No, I could have stayed home. I didn't really come out here. And then another thing, if a woman calls you and says she's with her friends and wants you to come up there, never go.
Mm.
Never go. Never. I'm telling you, I've taken that chance a couple times because I'm like, hey, if I go up there, I might smash later. It almost never happens. Never. Because because before you even go up there, she wants you to come up there so she can shine in front of her friends. So it's all for show. And she not even thinking about taking you home or going back to your crib afterwards. She's not even thinking like that. You know?
Oh yeah, that's true, man. Sometimes you go out there to meet the friends or whatever, and they she trying to get your ass to be Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Paying for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be
That
careful.
uh that happened to me one time. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I don't know them. That's like I don't know them. You know, I don't I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit. I don't do that random paying shit. I don't do that.
No.
No, I don't. I met a woman in Target the other day that tried that on me. I was um I was actually in the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Starbucks in some of these Targets, right?
Yep.
And I was getting a tea, and she was getting I don't know what she was getting. So she was like, "Hey, you gonna pay for my food?" I'm like, "What?" I said, "No, I don't know you. I don't even know your name. You could be a stone cold killer." She was like, "What that got to do with anything?" It has a lot to do. A lot to do with it. Do with everything, right? So
Mm.
I said, "Hey, well, what's your name?" And I said, just give me a call one day." And I'm, I'm ghost. I was gone, you know.
That's how you gotta do it.
And then she said she lied. Said she's from Winston Salem. She moved here to Charlotte, and she don't know nobody. I said, you's a goddamn liar.
Yeah.
You
No.
ain't come up here by yourself and don't know nobody. Cut it out. I said,
Yeah.
where you staying? You got the food in the buggy. Where you staying at? Come on.
Yeah. You know what it is too, Shark game that you gotta that dudes gotta peep too. A lot of these girls be out here, going crazy, tricking off and stuff like that. And then they move out of state to reinvent themselves. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta be careful with that too.
Yeah. Yeah. you know? So I'm like, come on, man. Plus she was kind of a young girl. I think she was still in her 20s.
Mm.
So I'm like, man, come on, man. I know I look young, but look, I ain't that young. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. So let me see what's going on in the comment section.
All right.
Let's see. What up, John? Uh, let's see. I have to say, shut up. You have to cut them loose. You cannot fix crazy people. No, you can't fix them. How
No.
about the theory of opposites attract? Opposites do attract, man, but they'll run each other crazy. They can't coexist in the same space. I believe that um you can't be too different. You
Mm.
have to have the same morals, same values, um, and be on the same page. But if you're too different, man, y'all gonna run each other crazy. It's
Exactly.
gonna be chaos in the building.
Yeah, and plus you got two different, man. Like y'all is not gonna see eye to eye on important things. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, it might be good partying and the sex and everything else, but when it comes down to like actually like building and you know what I'm saying, trying to move forward in life, you're gonna have too many different views on it. You're not gonna be able to come together.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else. I agree with you, Sean. I learned if a relationship turns out bad and has tension, you should Never been in there in the first place. Yeah, that's true. The Crusader. Just play Why You Always Lying song when they open their mouth. Oh, shit. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I think if some relationships if if it's too much damage that's been done, sometimes I don't think it can be repaired.
Mm.
I know if you're dealing with someone that's mentally disturbed or mentally challenged, um, there's an old saying: if you hang around fools, you become the next one.
Mm.
So if you don't have the tools to help this person, you're gonna be you might turn out to be the victim.
Mm-hmm.
If this person is mentally challenged and let's say this person is bipolar,
Mm-hmm.
if and let's say they've been diagnosed to be bipolar, a lot of times, man, they can do so much damage to the relationship where it's like, I mean, you might find yourself in a position where you you might be in a tight situation where you being accused of things that you ain't done. She might even call the cops on you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so in a situation like that, I get up out of there because I don't want to deal with cops or the court system
Mm-hmm.
unless I have to. I just don't want to play that game with the cops at all. I'm not heck with that, man.
Yeah, no, I don't play. That's how your whole future goes. Now you could have the best job in the world, but you mess around with a crazy chick and catch a charge and you lose everything, man. And she ends up leaving you anyway. You know?
Yeah, so it's like sometimes yeah, some relationships just can't be repaired, man. It's just broken, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you look at the landscape of marriages in this country, I think that's pretty much a broken union. The way the traditional marriage today, I think that's pretty much broken.
Oh yeah.
I think if you get married today, you're gonna have to reinvent uh, the whole concept of marriage if you want it to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the way if you look at how your grandparents did it, or your mom, how depending on how old your mom is, that ain't gonna work for us out here. That 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 probably won't work unless you're in a small town. If you're in a small town, okay, that might work just fine. But if
Yeah.
you're in a big city, no.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is, shot game too, is that number
Hey,
one.
your volume went down low.
Oh, it went down. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
All right. Yeah. So one of the things is this. Number one, people are getting married for the wrong reasons. Number two, people don't listen to those vows that they take till death do us part. You know what I'm saying? Like those vows, anytime you get married, those vows are said. You know what I'm saying? So for a lot of people, they just saying those words, but in reality, man, like those are some strong words. So if you getting married for the wrong reason and you're missing the concept of what a marriage is, it's already a recipe for disaster. So you already setting yourself up to fail, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of people they don't commit anyway. They don't commit to anything.
Yeah.
They don't commit to themselves. So it's kind of like you've already lost if you haven't committed. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, I mean, you already lost before the vows. I mean, this person. I mean, think about it. This person, if you look at their track record, they never committed to anything. Before you met them. So I always say, if they haven't committed to anything before you met them, what makes you think they're gonna commit to being a long-term relationship with you?
Right.
I mean, you gotta be. That's practical thinking,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know.
You gotta look at their past relationships too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sort of put that into play too, and be like, damn, she's been married twice before, or you know what I'm saying? She was with all these dudes, and I'm thinking I'm gonna come in here and put a ring on her finger, and she's gonna change. Not at
No,
all.
no, no, not at all. And P.S. And by the way, if you wanna learn more about how to talk to crazy people, there's a book linked below called "Talking to Crazy People" by Dr. Mark Golston. And it's an excellent book. It's really good. Click the link below this video. It's really an excellent book. Somebody sent it to me about, I want to say 5 years ago. Somebody sent it to me like 5 years ago, and they told me about it. They actually sent it. They bought it for me and sent it to me in the mail. I didn't know it was coming until after the fact, and it's a lot of it gives a lot of concepts about things you should do or what you shouldn't do. Um, you know, and it kind of puts you in the mind of what some people go through that's mentally challenged, mentally disturbed, or people that have could be bipolar or could have multiple personalities, stuff like that. So it's mostly he was talking about a lot of the concepts in a social environment. Could be at work, could be in your personal life, etc.
Yeah, sounds like a good book, man.
Yeah, yeah, So let me see what else. Yeah, I was talking about.
They talking about in the chat.
So yeah, that's about it. So any last words, man?
Nah, man, I think we covered it all, man.
Cool. So hey, if you like this video, click the link below, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, tell me what you think. Check out my website, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, we out. Peace.